Hey kids, hey lambs, welcome back to the Hey Lamb podcast. I'm Matt, aka Treacle, and we are together for another weekly dose of deep dive Mariah Carey chat. And today I'm very, very happy to meet for the first time for myself someone who I consider a little bit Twitter famous when it comes to the Lamely, brand new to the podcast and my YouTube channel if you are watching over on YouTube. We have Malachi. Hey Lamb, hey Malachi.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I am really good, coming from Wales.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I was making a few notes, like, what do I actually know about Malachi? Just a few bits and pieces. We interact, like, a little bit on Twitter, but I feel like I see you on Twitter more than we interact because you're quite active. And I went to your profile and I was like, I swear I didn't even just think Wales. I was like, I swear he's Newport, Wales. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been in Newport, like, forever?
Not forever. Originally, I'm from Barry.
I've never been there. I've been to Newport.
Never been to Barry Island.
No.
Have you ever watched Gavin and Stacey?
I'm not a fan of Gavin and Stacey. I'm so sorry. It's because James Corden is like.
I'm joking.
Sorry. It's James Corden's kind of like this great big barrier, this obstacle for me to even like begin to access it. He's just so over. And not like I say oversaturated, but I kind of would like to give it a go because that was like back in the day. But he's everywhere right now, and I get enough of him. But
yeah, he honestly overlooked James Corden, and it's a good show. So have a look. Yeah, but I'm originally from Barry, and we moved here when I was like 4. I've been here since.
Nice, and I'm all the way down on the coast next to Portsmouth. So I feel like you're in a really beautiful area. I like to think I'm in a rather beautiful area. And
I honestly love Wales. Like, it's beautiful here. I love it.
Yeah, I do want to make effort to go. I haven't had reasons to go because I haven't had like work reasons to go, or I've been nearby, but I've not often had reasons to go, and I've not got like friends that I know there and stuff. But I've had like friends that have gone to visit other people, and it just looks beautiful, and it's somewhere that is not that far to get to. I can be in Wales in like a 4-hour drive or something. So you're not far, but that's the whole thing with the UK, and I'm always saying this to US lambs that we're all close. We're all close, really, comparatively.
I know. If you wanted to go to like Florida and then California, it's like 9 hours, is it? Something like that? 9 to 13 hours driving? Crazy.
Yeah. Or you're getting on a plane and you're crossing time zones and it's different. So we are lucky.
Yeah.
Now that things are starting to open up, I do want to actually connect with more lambs in person. And there's so many lambs that up in London that I've been speaking to, and we need to try and get like a little group together or something. So it's fun to meet lambs.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
But then,
I'd love
next
that.
level.
That would be,
the next stage would be to like get people together and everything.
Yeah, I was hoping, obviously pre-COVID, before I think went to pot, that we were going to get a All I Want for Christmas Is You tour here, but we didn't, because I was hoping we could have done like a big lamb thing in London, and we all could have been there, and that would have been cute, but...
Yeah, the past couple of times I've seen Mariah, I just kind of like slipped into the concert with a couple of girlfriends and then slipped out and maybe bumped into a couple of lambs and back in the day, like when I ran my Mariah website and everything, but like glitter, charm bracelet, emancipation eras, and I just went off the radar. But the next time Mariah does something, I want to just even not like do like a big event or anything, but even just like, Are you going? Like people that I've been, chatting to on the podcast and social media, and like, let's just go and hit up a freaking bar or something. Let's just, book a few tables at a restaurant and just enjoy a few hours before. Maybe go out afterwards. People are going to have hotels and things. So I think that's what's been so good about 2020 is we've all had this. Well, certainly had all this extra time on my hands, which is why the channel and now the podcast came from, and it's been so much fun meeting new Mariah friends and my little Lamely space, and now I'm adding you to my little collection of online Lamely friends. So you're on Instagram as well, right? You're Malachi_Joe on Twitter, but remind me of your Instagram handle.
So my Instagram handle is MalachiJ90.
Cool. We'll make sure that is in the description for everyone. The same. I feel like I feel like when I catch you, it's on Twitter. I feel like you're super active on Twitter.
Do you think? I think I'm more active on Instagram than Twitter more than
Maybe I'm
anything.
missing you. You know, I need to. There's these algorithms because I go to sometimes I go to people's profiles on Instagram that I know I'm following, and I'm like, hang on, I've missed like their past 6 posts. You're not
Yeah.
sending them to me in my feed or like on my story. Instagram's really shady like that. Twitter, I feel like I at least keep up with everything. So the last time. I really, really noted you on Twitter, and we actually gave you you got a shout out on my channel because
Yeah,
we were talking about the Pride merchandise, and you were making a wonderful song and dance of your arrival, and there was that moment with the flag. Talk us through that moment.
So I said, and I didn't rewatch it back until she reposted it, because I just did it and then posted it. But I said, nice flag, slag, but it didn't come out like that. And I speak really fast, so it just kind of was like, ha 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 ha. That's what it sounded like. I was like,
well,
do I speak English?
When I first heard it, I couldn't make out nice so much, but I was like, the second word is slag, and then the third word is slag. So it was something slag slag. And I was like, no, it's got to be flag slag. He's calling it like flag slag. So, yeah, I had to reach out to you and ask, because I found it hysterical that Mariah shared it. And there you are with your boyfriend,
I was
like,
dying.
calling him a slag.
Oh, it was so crazy. Like, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning here. And my phone was just going, vroos, vroos, vroos. And my boyfriend was like, what is going on? Why is your phone going nuts for? And I checked. And Hannah, who's another lamb, she messaged me on Snapchat and was like, you need to go on Twitter right now. And I went on Twitter, and there was the video that she posted. And then I was like, whoa, what is going on? And then she posted it on Instagram, and I was like, oh my God, she actually posted it on Instagram as well. This is crazy. Like, but it was just us all day. I was like,
I bet.
This is like insane, like crazy.
There you are, just telling your boyfriend, saying, nice flag slag, and like Mariah's broadcasting it to everyone.
Oh, fast.
Because
So
were you one of the early recipients of your Pride merchandise?
Yeah, weird. I ordered it like the day she dropped it. I was like,
Same.
I'm just going to order stuff. And I was expecting it to be like normal. No shade, but let's be honest. Like, I was
July,
expecting it
August,
to be, yeah,
maybe September.
December, like Christmas Mitch. But I had it really, really quick.
Yeah, it was
Really quick.
because same as you, I ordered straight away. I got my shade fan right here. I keep it here because it's warm here at the minute. And I got my Loverboy tee, and one of them was a pre-order. Was it the fan? Was the fan a pre-order? So I was watching everyone's like clothes arrive. That was it, and I didn't get my Loverboy tee, and I thought maybe they're holding it because of the fan. I don't know, but I felt like I was one of the last ones. So I felt like as soon as people were getting it, they were posting it because I wanted to see how it looked. Especially, I didn't order it, but the rainbow one with the body and everything. So I thought that's going to look really weird, and it does. But it's cool.
Yeah.
But I would never wear it because I would never buy it. I would never buy it, sorry, because I would never wear it. So
Yep,
I was waiting. I was waiting for people to post their selfies and videos of the merch, especially like Loverboy tee. It was oversized, so deliberately so. So what size did people get? And then your video was one of the fun ones because people like being cute with it and stuff, but you were like so festive and just having fun with it, calling the boyfriend a slag. So I think then when Mariah spotted some of these and she was sharing a few, I think she was waiting for that as well. She wanted the lambs to receive. I think it's fun for her because you went all in. Didn't you get like the socks and loads of stuff?
I spent a bomb, as I do. Thank God for credit cards. I got the hoodie.
Yeah, the black one.
The socks. Yeah, the hoodie. I love it. It's like
it looks
one
really
of my favorite
good.
items.
That's a good example of seeing it because that's an item that I didn't even really consider based on the photos. And then I think it was like a selfie or something you posted. I was like, damn, I wish I got that.
Yeah, honestly, I love the hoodie. I got the hoodie, the socks, the rainbow t-shirt, the heartbreaker vest, and the flag.
Wow.
And it all come in one. I was like, what's going on?
Jeez.
Jesus.
What, have you done anything with the flag? Because I was like, that's a cute thing to have, but like, where is it?
I love it. It's under my bed. Because I don't know where to put it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, it's cool, And I think some of this merchandise, I'm like, it would be fun to have, but what am I actually going to do with it? But I think actually sometimes I should just get it because it's like a one-time thing. If you don't get it now, you'll never get it, and there's nothing wrong with it. Maybe sitting under the bed for now. You'll find a purpose for it.
I'm going to find somewhere for it, but at the moment, I'm like, what am I going to do? There's no. I have a tiny little flat, so no room.
It's there for every June. Every June she can come out and you can get rid of any creases and have fun. I think you'd have to do at next June, next Pride. You've got to recreate the video or do something again with it.
We probably will. It'd be something different.
Yeah, so just to keep us all entertained on Twitter. And I see you're wearing merch today as well.
Yes, this is from the MC30 box. Yeah, the MC30 box. Yeah, with the butterfly. I can't see if I can turn. The butterfly on the back.
Yes, with the track listing listed around it. Yeah,
love it. Yeah,
because I always found the front a little bit understated. Like it's just okay. Yeah, that's cool. Because what does it say?
It says the butterfly MC30.
Yeah,
and then 15 studio albums, 1916. God, I can't tell. I can't read upside down.
You're reading upside down. 15 studio albums, 19
number one
songs.
But I feel like it should be here.
Now you're lifting it up a bit. Yeah, maybe it's a little...
Like, not down there. It's a bit weird, but the back's beautiful. It's a nice t-shirt.
The back with the butterfly really big and the song touches around. It's really cute. So that was super fun for me to see you have that moment because I was like, oh my God, Malachi, that's amazing. I always, like, lambs that I'm following and interacting with, it just entertains me when you have, like, a moment. And that was such a funny moment. Have you had any other interactions or anything with Mariah?
Years ago, she's liked loads of stuff on Twitter, as you do. She said hi on Twitter. When I went to the Caution tour, I waved, and she was like, and waved back at me, which was cute.
Oh, cute. Where did you go for Caution? Which concert
London.
did you see? There were 3, weren't there?
Gosh, I think I went to the second.
I think I was the third and final. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I went to the second. Yeah.
Did you enjoy the Caution concert?
It was so good. Yeah. A Caution. I finished the concert and I posted a "Anytime You Need a Friend" snippet onto Twitter, and she retweeted it.
Amazing.
So I was like,
she's so active. And recently she's been on Twitter Spaces. We'll talk about that later.
So good.
Oh God! Every podcast, I'm apologizing to the video viewers. Like I'm in a different area now. I used to do it in my bedroom. Now I'm in like my living room area, and I've got the balcony door open, the windows open. Every episode there is a fly or something. Last week there was a dragonfly, and I promise I don't live like in a bin or next to a swamp or something. But I live next to a pond. There's all this water and wildlife, and I just caught sight of a fly going across my screen every episode. So yeah, we'll get onto her recent round on Twitter Spaces. But I just love the fact that these days she's so active on social media. I mean, it's not that long ago when she had different management and she wasn't even running her social media, and it was cringy. Yeah. Were you online during the Hella era, and do you remember like all the stuff that was being posted on her social media, like photos on Instagram and stuff that, you know, it's Stella's kids posting it and things, and I think back to how it was then, and you know how good we've got it now. It's a completely different game. It
is good. I've been on Twitter for like 10 years, I think, but I only joined to literally interact with Mariah. That was literally it. No other reason to be on Twitter, just to interact with Mariah.
That's all you need it for, and some lambs have got it for that, because she's done like, was it 3 rounds of Twitter Spaces now or something, and she's on there for like up to 40 minutes, an hour or something.
Yeah,
and there are a few lambs. I'm like, you need to get on Twitter. I'm like, oh, but I don't know if I can be bothered. I'm like, guys, she's not going to do an Instagram live, because I think if she does Instagram live, it has to be a whole glam thing, and it's her talking and it's reading the she understands Instagram live because she's hopped on other people's DJs and stuff, so she understands how that works. You've got to be on camera leading it, so you're like hosting, and then there's just very, very fast comments to read. It's not really interactive unless you bring people up on screen, and then that I feel like is a bit risky, because you don't know what you're going to get, and you don't want to be rude to people. So I said, I don't think she's going to do Instagram.
Odd. They are, like, people are generally odd, so I would want to see the people first before they popped up, if you know what I mean. I'd be like,
Yeah.
A quick little 2-second look.
Yeah.
Because people are crazy, so you never know.
Anything like an Instagram live, I think, would need to be organized in advance, and someone, I don't know, in her camp, Brian maybe, or someone would need to kind of like screen the lambs and approve questions, and it becomes something less just organic. I think she loves Twitter Spaces because it's organic, and yes, she struggles because you can't really see who's trying to talk, or there's no like, if they could do it where the host can bump people up, so maybe there's 10 people in a line and you each get to answer a question and then you get bumped up, then you know that's your moment. I think that would be good, and then people would be able to manage it better because you're not like scrambling over each other or accidentally cutting people off, because it's awkward when there's like 12 people or whatever it is and you can't, there's a delay for some people. It is awkward. I mean, when I was on Twitter Spaces with her, there were only, I think, 6 or 7 of us, so there was a lot less of that. But I think we were just really trying not to, overdo it. But I don't know. I don't know. I think Twitter Spaces is the one, and I know some lambs that are on Twitter exclusively for Mariah, because you need to catch those.
Yeah, it's the moments, isn't it? It's all like to do with timing and what you. It's hard to like explain, but it's like getting that exact moment to have that interaction.
Yeah.
You have to be there, or you miss that.
That's it exactly. If you get a notification, great, jump on it. One time I was just walking, I was actually I was using my phone for something else, and then notification appeared, and I was like, boom, I'll go straight into the Twitter space. The most recent one, I was having a little lay-in, waking up with no alarm, woke up, reached my phone, and boom, she was there, and I think I missed the first like 10 minutes or something. I think it works for her because she seems to be doing it late at night, like after she's finished working. So she's not going to do Instagram live. She's going to be just audio only. She doesn't have to be in glam and lighting.
The good thing is, perfect for us. Because it's like 10 a.m. in the morning, and we're all just like fresh, cup of tea, loving life. Yeah. And all the Americans are like, it's 4 a.m. in Calabasas. And I'm like, I ain't got to go bed, just got up.
Well, across the years, there have been many moments that I've missed because of the time difference. So, the last one being 10 a.m., the one that I spoke to her, I think that all started about 11 a.m. or something. So when she's winding down for the night and she's had a long night of work and we're all up and fresh, that makes it more accessible to us over here in Europe. So I think that's fair. Fair's fair. We need to take a quick break, but guys, when we come back, we're going to find out even more about our guest Malachi. We'll be straight back after this break. Thanks for listening to Hey Lamb, guys. I hope you are enjoying it. If you are, you can leave me a little tip. You can buy me a drink over on buymeacoffee.com. It is a great way to show your support to your favorite creators by buying them a drink. Simply head over to buymeacoffee.com/heylamb and you can tip me with a little drink. Cheers. And we are back. So just during the break there, Malachi, we started to talk about have we met Mariah each, and I'm like, let me hit record and we'll come back. So I was regaling you a few of the times I've been lucky enough to meet her, but you've not had the opportunity yet. Have you ever come close?
Nope.
Oh, we need to make this happen for you.
I did wait outside at the Sweet Sweet Fantasy Tour in Cardiff, but she literally was like, bye, jumped in the thing, gone.
Right.
I was like,
so
damn.
You saw her like closer than like audience to stage is one thing, but outside the venue, were you any closer or?
No. She literally got straight in the minibus and was gone.
Oh. Okay, we need to make this happen for you.
I know.
So yeah, it's probably going to have to be, I don't know, like a London moment or something. I don't know. We need to make it happen. But you just started to tell me during the break you're possibly considering a meet and greet concert experience in the future. Tell me about that.
So I seen she did the meet and greets for Christmas shows, which stunning. Like everyone I've seen has always been beautiful, but I kind of don't want a Christmas show meet and greet. Like they're great, but it's something that if I was going to pay for, I want it all year, not something like I can only put out November.
So is it because she'll be wearing something Christmas based?
Yeah.
You might be in something festive Christmas based. So you don't want a seasonal. That's me and Mariah photo. You want all year round. This is me and Mariah photo.
Yeah, like this is all the time we're best friends, like that kind of thing. Like, but I think it's probably going to end up being a Christmas meet and greet because if I'm right, she didn't do no meet and greets for Caution.
I think you're right with that, actually. Yeah, I've never considered meet and greets because there's a hefty price tag,
Yeah,
and I was lucky enough to meet her several times between 2001, 2005 for free. I have that one amazing photo of the two of us
yeah,
at her anniversary party. She's wearing silk and diamonds, Cristal champagne. I just turned 21. Like, I'm never gonna like top that photo, but it was on a disposable camera in a dark nightclub. So it's a great moment, it's a good photo. But I do look at the quality of the meet and greet photos. I'm like, that would be like a proper wall hanger.
yeah.
That would be like a, let's put that in a expensive posh frame. But I've never thought
Yeah.
about that before. That if you do it at a Christmas concert, then you're gonna get stuck with a Christmas outfit, or yeah.
It's like this is my Christmas card every year because just like it's just always gonna be Christmas. I know it's iconic, and I probably will pay for the Christmas meet and greet, but
But
Christmas,
then,
I'm like,
but then that's the plus side. You just said it. That's your Christmas card every year.
every year. I'll just
Merry
age, but my
Christmas.
thought will never age.
Merry Christmas from me and Mariah. We're
Yeah,
sending
from
you
me and
lots
Mariah.
of yeah. That
Yeah.
would be good. I'm trying to picture that. I'm trying to like go through my mind, like trying to picture fans meet and greet photos from different concerts because yeah, like Vegas, she'll slip into something. The Vegas ones look great.
Oh,
I think it's
yeah.
where she's got the consistency of like a consistent backdrop. So at Vegas, there's the backdrop, there's the lighting, it's set up. Maybe on the Caution World Tour, it's going to be different venue by venue, and I guess you've got to do like all venues or nothing, right? Because if you do some cities and not others, then that's not fair, and people might moan or feel like they've missed out. I think you're right. I don't think she did it at all at Caution. Correct me,
No,
guys,
I'm
if
pretty sure she
if
didn't.
we're wrong. But yeah, I've got no memory of Caution. But like my
I didn't see
backstage,
anyone.
my backstage photo memories are the really lovely Vegas ones. And actually, I think sometimes she's actually still wearing one of the outfits, one of the dresses. They just look so classy because the Vegas outfits have been really
Yeah.
good.
They are.
Yeah, so I think if you have a backstage photo of one of those, that'd be good. But I don't know. I'm not like completely against it. I just right now I just feel like I don't know when a new tour gets announced, I might just go nuts because we've been missing so much because of what's been happening the past
Yeah.
year or so. Do you think meets and greets are gonna be there on the next tour though?
I hope so. They're popular, and she likes doing them. So,
Do you think they should be allowed though? Like, I guess it's where we're at with vaccines and where she's at, because it's all this. How close do you want to get to strangers? I know like it's an extra. I mean, what's a front row ticket like 500, 600, and then the meet and greet's
No,
1,000 or what?
maybe that's for Vegas. I think when I was, what did I look for? I think Sweet Sweet Fantasy was like 500 meet and greets, and it was like 250 for the front row.
No, really?
Yeah, it was a lot cheaper. The UK was a lot cheaper than what it was, and if I'm right, the Christmas show was like 750 for front row meet and greet.
Oh my god!
Which is
Okay,
a lot of money,
Yeah.
but it's worth it because.
Oh yeah, no, I would. I've always gone with friends. Sweet Sweet Fantasy. I treated 3 friends. I paid, I think, 160, 180 per ticket or something, and the 4 of
Yeah.
us went, had a great time, but there was a limit to how close I was going to take us because it was my treat, you know. So I was paying for 4 tickets, and
That could be like, I'm buying us all front row. Well done.
I'd love to. I've been to both Vegas residencies, and there's always that conversation with the friends like, how much are you willing to spend? And I might be a little bit cheeky and then just accidentally, whoops, well, I topped you both up, and that means we can go forward a section or something.
Yeah.
But Vegas, you can be strategic because she'll come out and walk through the house. So if you get front row on like the second section, which is what I did, then she walks like right by you, and you get a moment. But moving forward, I think whatever the next tour moment is, I can see myself going with friends who are not lambs, like the friends I would normally go with. But I would love to meet up, like we said earlier, with other people. Like, are you going, who's doing meet and greet, and then like go by myself with my meet and greet ticket that I've paid that hefty price tag for, and then I went to a Mariah concert by myself in Sydney, Australia. It's a party. You meet people. You have a great time.
I wouldn't be bothered.
Yeah, fuck it, just do it. So
I'd
especially
be like
London.
living life.
Yeah, go for it. I didn't realize that the Sweet Sweet Fantasy ones were cheaper. In my head, it's always a four-figure
Yeah,
sum.
it's weird that like I met a guy when we were at Cardiff outside, and he had paid for like 4 meet and greets for the Sweet Sweet Fantasy tour, but he wanted her to sign something, but they wouldn't let. It was like a weird situation. But he said everything he paid for in the UK was cheaper than Vegas. He said it was like double.
That's so interesting. I never realized that. I've never really seriously considered a meet and greet ticket yet, so I've not really compared the prices. I think maybe I would do it once because I haven't met her in more years than I care to count, and it would
Yeah,
be nice to have that one photo. But now I need to think, do I want this year-round photo or do I want a Christmas card photo?
makes you think, doesn't it? You're like,
It does.
what do I want?
So, which of the concerts you've been to, Malachi? You went to Sweet Sweet
So
Fantasy, and you've been to Caution, and you've done Christmas.
I did. The first ever concert I did was the Sweet Sweet Fantasy tour in Cardiff, which was my first Mariah concert because she just. I wasn't like a big fan when it was like Charm Bracelet, which I mean, Charm Bracelet is one of the best, but I was more of a fan. Emancipation of Mimi, and she
Uh-huh.
didn't tour. She didn't do the UK.
No, I know it's crazy,
Nope.
isn't it? Yeah, the Adventures
Yeah,
of Mimi. We didn't get it.
they were like, and they were like double platinum in the UK. Yeah, yeah. And we're
It
all you
was.
like,
It was.
what's going
Yeah.
on?
It was a little bit weird. I'm trying to remember. Like, I think I was hoping, and it's not like she went straight into the next album. There was a gap. I can't remember what was going on, like personal life or career wise. Why didn't we get the Adventures of Mimi over here? And it wasn't like a big tour. She had done a massive Charm Bracelet was huge. Charm Bracelet
Yeah.
was something like 69, around 70 dates in a year, 9 months or something. Like she's never done a tour like that. That was a bit,
Yeah.
like her comeback trail or like whatever. So you haven't met her yet. You've been to a few concerts. We need to get you a photo with her.
Yeah, I gotta
So
do it.
my next question was about your entry into the Lamley. So you kind of started us off there. So Emancipation, like you obviously you were aware who Mariah Carey was,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah.
so what was that transition to like, oh, I kind of know a few songs to like, oh my god, who is this woman and why I need her tattooed on me? How did we get from one to the other?
Kind of like, so my mum listened to Mariah when, because obviously I was born in 1990, same year Mariah's career started. So she always listened to Mariah around me. So I was always around Mariah. But then We Belong Together come, and I was just like besotted. I was like, this song is the best song ever. And then I got the album, and then it just went from there. Crazy.
And what about like friends? Did you have any friends to like start geeking out with and share it with, or was it just you by yourself and then
No,
maybe
just
on the
me.
internet?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think a lot of lambs go through that same thing, and I think I was quite lucky because I went hardcore with Glitter, and although there was no, oh my god, it feels so, there was no Instagram, there was no Twitter. It's like what was life before? But it was just websites and message forums, and
Yeah.
Mariah was still in that. That was the whole period of voice notes, voice messages on her website and stuff. So it was a lot harder to connect with people online, but I did. I think that's kind of like why I did my website and my message forum back in the day and stuff, because it was just really fun. Otherwise, you just feel like you're, in your parents' house, up in your bedroom, playing your CDs in your stereo, and you can't geek out with anyone. You can't
Yeah.
like share that with anyone. And I don't know what your experience has been in Wales, just 4 hours away, but I feel like over here, this side of the pond, in the past at least, it's been uncool to like Mariah, and I feel like the tide is maybe turning. But I definitely, you would say like, oh, you like Mariah, and you'd get a few eyebrows raised because, oh, she's this, or oh, she's
Yeah.
that, or oh, she's only Christmas. Did you feel any of that growing up?
Oh, even now, like people are like, "Oh, you're a Mariah fan. Oh, did you hear that performance at the fit?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm like one performance, one." I'm like,
Yeah.
so you only want to hear about that one, but you didn't hear about all these other amazing performances she did, but you only want to talk about that one. I'm like,
Yeah.
so annoying. It is annoying. I'm like, but she's amazing. So
I feel like in the past few years she's really kind of transitioned into this like icon status. I remember saying to Lamb friends back in Charm Bracelet era, in a weird way, I kind of can't wait for Mariah to get to 45, 50, that kind of age bracket, because I know she won't be contemporary and she's probably not going to have like the hits on, you know, mainstream charts and stuff, but we know she's going to go the distance because she writes and produces. I want her to get her flowers and get all of the credit that she deserves, and it's been really exciting for me since Caution, where that got critical acclaim, but for her to get this support and recognition from the peers. I love seeing other celebrities fangirl over Mariah, because I feel like it steers other people's, it turns their heads a little bit, like, oh, this person that I watch in movies all the time, this person that I enjoy their music, they're like bowing down to Mariah. And I think little things like that along the way kind of help. I used to get like raised eyebrows, like I said, and you say to people you're a Mariah fan, and they'd have like a comment. But like now, especially because with the YouTube channel stuff, they're like, oh you like Mariah? I'm like, yeah, I really like Mariah. Like, oh, okay. And if they like start to ask, I'm like, I have a YouTube channel and I have a podcast, and it's all about Mariah Carey. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they'll like kind of like leave it alone, because if they want to like, oh, I like this song, I like that, I like her too, they can go in. But if they're not a fan, they're like, okay, you have a YouTube channel and a podcast, I'm just going to leave it alone. They don't come near me.
I am a crazy fan. But when I see my friends from like school, like 15 years ago, because I'm so old, they always say to me, oh, you're still a Mariah fan? I'm like, yeah, like, duh.
I had a comment from my sister not too long ago, because it's been like a year with YouTube and stuff, and she's like, oh yeah, you've really into Mariah again. I'm like, no, I never stopped, never went anywhere. I've just put it online, and now I'm just chatting about it online. Like, it's just always been there, never gone away.
Yeah, it's like people are always like, oh, why Mariah? But I'm like, her music resonates so much to me with like Turbulent Childhood. Like, Close My Eyes, honestly, is just my favorite Mariah song, because it just reminds you that things are bad, but if it gets better, it does. And she just knows, and her pen game is like fire.
Oh yeah,
fire.
No arguing with that. Close My Eyes, what an amazing song. I bet you were really happy to get that little like backstory in the memoir then when she started, because I feel like she's referenced a few times that she wrote that song across a few years, and you're almost like, oh, I'm sure it's not like a pinch of salt, or maybe is that an exaggeration, but no, she put a timeline to it, and we're going right back to Proctor's Theatre and coming off stage, and that whole story, I was like, wow, this is like one of her top 10, top 5 most personal songs ever, and she's giving it some context. If you're really, really in love with that song, that must have been a really nice moment for you in the memoir. Yeah,
and I love Petals as well, because Turbulent Family, come on, like, we all got him, I got him, I got him. So I get it. Like, I love Petals, Close My Eyes. Yeah, just certain songs, I'm just like, I could listen to them every day.
Yeah, how do you feel about Portrait then on Caution?
I like Portrait, but it's not a standout track for me. Like, it's a good song, but it's not something that I'm like, oh my god, I love.
Because I understand you kind of want to put it in the same bracket as, well, it belongs over on, like, when people do like the cafeteria thing, like, which table are you sitting at, and it's got like all different albums and songs. So I'm kind of like, Portrait needs to sit at the table with Twister, Looking In, Close My Eyes, Petals. It's gonna Portrait needs to be over there, and I do love it. It is really pretty, but I'd always go to Petals for that kind of a moment. But I feel like it's so many years after those songs. I feel like actually we've been overdue kind of have one. Languishing on Memoirs, 2009, beautiful. I'm like, no, every so often we need one of those, and it's not a miss. It is really good. I think I struggled with Portrait, not struggled with it, but for me, it's just such a mood changer on Caution. It's just kind of like out of nowhere. You got the whole album.
I get you.
And then you have that vibe, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad we have it. But it's not like, if you think of Languishing and the sequencing there, and how the songs, Angels Prelude, Angels Cry, Languishing, into I Want to Know What Love Is, and even Petals with the Rainbow Interlude and Thank God I Found You. When
Rainbow
she's
Interlude,
kind of,
lush.
when she puts them in those kind of moments, it's even more beautiful. You've got like the central flower, and then you've got like the interludes to like support it, and everything kind of blossoms. But Portrait was like, boom, there you go. Here's a whole different vibe at the end of the album.
Yeah, I totally, I get that. Yeah, it's an odd choicing to be there, isn't it? Like, it's not nice we had it, and we can't be ungrateful, but it's just a bit like, isn't it after? What's it after? Isn't it after Still? No, what's after?
Yeah, I think it is. It
It's
comes
like
straight.
a sexy dance song, and then Portrait. It's like,
and then Portrait, yeah. So when she says, she didn't have as much time as she wanted and stuff, I'm kind of like, well, actually, when I listen to certain parts of it, like the sequence, I'm like, yeah. To have the album ends that way. Maybe we could have had a song in between or an interlude or something. I don't know. What are some of your favorite albums, Malachi? So Emancipation must mean a lot to you because that was your your gateway into the Lamely. Is that like, what's that, top 3, top 5? What else is ranking high for you?
Oh God, do you know what? I'd probably say Butterfly #1 because it's just no skips. You could just track 1 to 12 fire throughout the whole thing. Like, I love it. And then I'd probably say Emancipation of Me. And then it just changes. People always ask me, and I'm like, but it changes with my mood. Like, it depends what mood I'm in, is what album I want to listen to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of nostalgia for probably Angel's Advocate. Jesus, my brain. Memoirs, probably.
I do like Memoirs. I could trim it down. At the time, I could have trimmed it down, and I still could.
Yeah.
I would like to take some elements of Angel's Advocate if and when, let's put it in the universe, when we eventually get it. And I think like a mashup, take some of Memoirs, take some of Angel's Advocate, put them together, put some of the remixes in place of the main songs, and I think that would be my version.
Yeah, like Up At My Face with Nicki Minaj. Come on, that you can't beat that. Was a bop. That was a moment.
I
literally loved it. I was like, this is iconic. Like, because Nicki was massive at the time. I was like, this is iconic. And then it just didn't go anywhere. I was like,
yeah. And the music video as well for Mariah to get to have someone to spar with that is like into that whole thing, because Mariah is a girl's girl, and so to do the whole doll thing, it was just everything kind of aligned. She got to have fun, and it was cute. Obviously things happen with Nicki, and we have like thoughts and feelings maybe, but at the time it was just hot.
Yeah.
It was just fun. How do you feel about Daydream? So you would have been only like 6, 4? Oh my gosh.
I would have been 4.
So, do you have memories of Daydream at the time, or did you just like find the album like later in life as an adult?
I always heard songs, so growing up, my mum always played them, so I always heard them, but I never heard the albums in full. Like, we'd always do, like, Always My Baby, Fantasy, those kind of songs. But I never really heard the albums in full until I was, like, my late teens, and I was, like, listening to everything.
Yeah, because some of those songs, like Always Be My Baby, still gets play.
Yeah.
It still gets played, so they never go away. And I think Daydream is an interesting one, because that is, like, for people your sort of age, you're like, you're not that much younger than me, just as a few years, we won't count them, but a few years.
Your age?
But, what is age? But I think it's almost like your mum's Mariah, it's like the songs that like your mum would play, so you kind of knew them. But I just remember Daydream because my mum gave me that album. I was obsessed with All I Want for Christmas the year before. I was playing it through into spring '95, and I was really into playing cassettes in the car on my Walkman. I used to love M People, and I was just Walkman. Really, if I found also Eternal from the '90s, I couldn't play their first 2 albums enough. So if I find something that I like, I'd play it, and I played the heck out of All I Want. And my mum, I think, just got fed up with me playing that into spring '95. So when Daydream came out later that year, that she gave me Daydream on cassette, and that's where it all kind of started. And so I've said before, I was like 10 when Daydream came out. Love it. We need to take another quick break, and then when we come back, I want to pick your brain on Mariah's recent round of answering lamb questions on Twitter Spaces, because she was very active. So we're going to talk about that, guys, when we come back after the break. So just before we get stuck into the whole Twitter Space round recently, am I correct in recalling that you've got at least one, possibly 2 Mariah tattoos? You got at least one? You
Actually,
have 2?
I got 3.
You got 3?
I think then. I was like...
All right, walk me through them. What do you have?
So, me and my boyfriend got matching M's, if I can show my camera, off the perfume.
The perfume. Yeah.
God.
That's nice, yeah.
So we both got that.
Does he have it on the same spot on the wrist?
Exactly the same spot.
Oh, that's cute. Is he a big Mariah fan as well?
Well, he wasn't, but he definitely is now. Like, he loves it. Like, he gets starstruck when he sees it on tour. He's like, oh my God, there's Mariah. And I'm like, yeah.
You did good work.
That's my man.
How long have you guys been together for?
10 years.
Oh, so you've had plenty of time to chip away at that.
Yeah. He got to deal with it in the car every day, at home.
So he got to get on board or just get over it. So he got on board to the extent that he has a Mariah tattoo as well. I love that.
Yeah, he loves it.
Well done. Good for you. What are the other tattoos?
He's a big... I'll show you now. I got her name underneath my rib cage, and I just had a butterfly put underneath it. Ooh.
So the autograph was already there, and the butterflies.
Yeah.
That is the like the more recent butterfly. We got that for the first time? Was it Through the Rain? That sign.
Yeah, I think it's Through the Rain,
because
I googled Mariah butterflies because I was going to get the infinity one, but then I was like, I prefer that.
That's the one I think of. Because when she performed things like Through the Rain on Top of the Pops, they'd have the butterfly really big, like on the floor and stuff.
It looks nice and black now, but obviously it'll turn blue. It's hard to like angle myself with this camera. I'm like, am I going the right way? Because I'm going that way, and I'm not. I'm like.
For those that are listening to the audio version of the podcast, Malachi is showing it to camera. But I tell you what, Malachi, I'm gonna. I always feature a few photos of the guest on the Hey Lamb podcast Instagram account. So if you've got a photo that you're happy to share, then we'll post that so people can really see. So you've had. Yeah. So which was the first one?
The wrist tattoo. And
then the autograph, and then the butterfly underneath.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could never. I don't have any piercings. I don't have any tattoos. It's not my. I know I'm never going to do it. Like, it's just not for me. But I've got mad respect for people that have done that. And Taz has got a really lovely Mariah tattoo. And then there was it the Sweet Sweet Fantasy tour program, or was it maybe it was a Vegas one, maybe Infinity. There's like a whole double page spread of all the different tattoos and
I
things.
think about. Is it not Caution? I can't remember. I know what you're on about.
Maybe
There's all
maybe it is Caution.
Tattoos.
Yeah, no, I don't know why I went. I think I just said Sweet Sweet Fans because we were talking about it earlier. But yeah, there's a whole double page spread with all the tattoos, and anytime Mariah sees someone with a tattoo, she's always really into that. When Taz from Ireland met Mariah, he didn't get his tattoo out, and I'm like, you've waited all those years. How did you not get your tattoo out? But I suppose your mind goes blank. I think. But you'll have to remember.
That'd be me.
When you meet, you'll be like,
honestly,
top off. Look.
I'm a mess. Like, when it comes to like meeting people, I'll probably walk in. I'll be like, and then leave. And then my foot will probably be like, and then that'll be it. And then I'll never show anyone except for me.
That'll be the photo. No, that'll be the photo on the wall. That'll be you crying next to Mariah in a Christmas outfit. That's the Christmas card.
Like when I get nervous, I say really, really stupid stuff like that don't even make sense. I'm just like,
I'm sure people like Mariah are so used to it. I mean, just listening to her recent appearance on Twitter Spaces, you can hear that nervous energy. Because I've met Mariah before, and I don't get too nervous speaking to people because I'm older now. You just don't give a fuck so much. But like, I remember speaking with Mariah on Twitter Spaces last time. I recognised when I heard it this last time in other people, there's that kind of nervous energy because you want to jump in, you don't want to waste the opportunity. So there's a lot of people like, Mariah, can I just Mariah, I just want to ask because it's really difficult because you can't see the other people, and I'm sure there's delays, and some people are better at being assertive and going for it, and other people are better at tone weighting. So it's difficult, and I think people are often or sometimes critical of what gets said or what gets asked, but until you're in the moment, like, you just don't know. What did you make of Mariah's recent appearance on Twitter Spaces?
I think she was really good. I think we had like a lot of good information. She was telling us what we needed to hear. She was fishing, and we were all like, yeah. But the only thing I was a bit like, oh my god, it's like when she was trying to speak, people were like, Bubba, and I'm like, girl, let us speak. I'm listening to you. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then she's like, what did you say? What? Because she's trying to answer questions and listen to people and talk at the same time. It's like,
yeah, you don't want to step on her toes. You don't want to break her flow. And unfortunately, there were a couple of moments where her flow was broken. I've got squeaking here. I don't know if it's picking up in the microphone. I've got.
Yeah, it was. What is that?
I think it's.
Is it a dog toad?
No, I think it's the coots in the ponds. They're very squeaky, and sometimes they come underneath my balcony because I have feeds that I drop over, and that was so close. I'm like, I think they're underneath my balcony calling for me. Well, they'll have to wait. They'll have to wait for their feed.
That's
so
cute.
in the Twitter Spaces that we got recently, we got a little update that Brandy is still in the mix.
Oh, yes.
They're still talking about background vocals of some kind. I'm really down for that.
I hope she does the Christmas show. I think she'd be really good, Brandy, like in the new Christmas show that's coming up.
Well, I kind of got the impression that Brandy's for the new project, like MC16. Because I can't remember how Mariah... Maybe both. Let's take it for both. But I can't remember how Mariah worded it, but it was something like she's not sure how they're doing this. Because when she speaks about the new project, like the non-Christmas music, she doesn't... She says album sometimes, but at other times like it's an album but it's not an album. And then she said this recent time that they're collecting like behind the scenes footage and getting, you know, the process. And I don't feel like she's just going to release an album, like an audio album. I think she wants to show a whole creation, like the writing sessions, the studio sessions. And then she said something like, I don't know who we're going to go to or what kind of studio. And I'm like, this is starting to form in my mind. Like maybe it's like a TV moment or a documentary, or maybe she comes on stage and gives us like a new MTV Unplugged moment, but we don't know the songs. But you get, like, I don't think she's just going to present the songs like, boom, there's an album, download it. I think she wants to present it differently. She could do a YouTube thing.
I got a funny feeling it'll be an Amazon, because did you see Mary J. Blige had like an Amazon thing?
Yes, I was gonna bring that up. Yeah,
I'm thinking it's gonna be like episodes leading into her new album and what the process took and everything.
Yes.
Because I want to watch that. I like stuff like that.
Oh my god, yeah! Can you imagine if she did like a mini? Even if it's like a part 1, part 2, part 3, but like a couple of episodes where you get to see her creating the music, the camera follows her around. It's not just boom straight into the music. You get to see her form it, and maybe it is like 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 3 or 4 is enough. I don't know. But then at the end of that process, then the EP comes out or the album comes out or something. Yeah. So I was like, she's talking about filming, but visual. No, it's not. I'm not getting the vibe of a visual album. I'm not thinking music videos. It's the process. It's the creation of the music that she's documenting. So we are getting new music away from Christmas. Aside from Christmas, we're going to get new music, but it's not just boom, there's an album, download. So yeah, maybe an Amazon little something is
that's what I was thinking. I definitely thinking Amazon, and I just want new music. Like, it's nice that we have the Christmas shows and stuff and the Christmas music, but I'm like, I want new music, not just festive music. But fair play, Sleigh Ride, wow, that was just fun. Worth all of that. Merry Christmas was just worth the Sleigh Ride single. I'm like, done, sign me off, done. Perfect.
It was fun. It was camp. For non-Christmas music, I never thought it would be 2020. We had so much last year anyway, and I feel like she's still not had enough time to really get all these projects because it's Christmas. Someone's ugly daughter. There's something happening with that. So in my head, I thought 2022, which sounds crazy when you look back to, but it was end of 2018 for Caution. You know, we're used to having 3 or 4 years between albums now, and she keeps saying she's liking the fact she's having the time. She can take the time, and I feel like she's going to have all this footage, have like a rough edit, and then maybe go to someone like Amazon or Netflix or wherever and go, here's what it is. I'm going to put out a new album, but I want to put out something visual alongside it or before it or whatever. Do you, I mean, you're maybe a little bit too young for it, but do you remember Fame Academy? BBC, like they tried to do a rival to the X Factor. It was called
ish.
It was weird. It was Fame Academy. It was Charm Bracelet era because Mariah appeared on there. She sang Through the Rain, and then the top, at whatever point it was, like 7, 8, 10, on the Fame Academy, they did backing vocals. And there was BBC, so there was like an online press the red button moment. Mariah was in the studio actually coaching the contestants, coaching the kids with the background vocals. And so you actually got to see her in like the blue jeans with like the mustard colour velour sweater, curly Raya. You got to see her in the studio pulling the background vocals from it. And she's been so sweet and not wanting to like offend anyone, but she is wanting to phrase rain the right way because it's actually sung like this, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there watching with a couple of lamb friends of mine, and we were in awe because like this is literally, there's a camera and you're there watching Mariah on the red button in the studio, like she's not laying down her vocals, but you get to see her produce. I'm like, this is what people need to see. They need to see. And we watched it for like an hour and a half, and it was just, I mean, the actual end product was just the regular Through the Rain with a few backing vocals, but just it wasn't anything special. But I don't think we could ever could we download that version, or was it on CD? I don't know. But it was the process of seeing her in the studio, and I remember saying back in 2002, this is what people need to see, is her process and her artistry and her creativity.
And the fact that like she doesn't get enough respect for like not just songwriting, but being a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Like she does it all. Like that's incredible. Like she goes in, she's like, I know what I want, this is what I want, do this. Like it's incredible.
Start to finish, she's fully there. When you brought up the Mary J. Blige Amazon thing, I was thinking of that because on the Twitter Spaces chat, she said something about the song Outside. She was asked about the writing process and her thoughts around about Outside, and then she said, "Oh, I'd never want to redo that because it was a personal moment. It captured the moment at the time.
Yeah.
But maybe I think she said a short film or something about it." And I was thinking, I already had it in my mind. Let's have like a Mary J. Blige thing, but for Mariah's Butterfly album, to have her sit down. Remember we got that kind of mini thing about All I Want on the 25th anniversary year, and you got Randy Jackson and people talking about the history of the song and the longevity, and she was there giving like a new interview. It was like, I think they even called it a mini documentary, but it was more like a short, thing. But but if Mariah would sit down and give new interviews about Butterfly, and then to even hook up with people, like let's get Mariah and Missy together talking about creating Baby Doll. Let's and the Heartbreaker remix. Let's get all these people back on camera, almost like a round table or like a couch talk, and talk about it. Get the producers that she worked with and the writers she hooked up with, and then get people that can comment on the social and musical impact. That could be like an hour-long documentary, like a movie.
Be longer than that, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
be an hour per album.
That would be good. Admittedly, I haven't got around to watching the Mary J. Blige one. I just know it exists. It's on my watch list.
I haven't either. So
okay, all right. So anyone
I just know it's on that.
Yeah. The thing is, I pay for Amazon Prime, and I enjoy the benefit of my deliveries. I never actually remember to go and check out anything to watch. I always forget. So I'm always on Netflix, and then I'm done. So if anyone has checked out the Mary J. Blige thing on it's the My Life album, right, on Amazon, and it's any good, let us know. And if you think a Mariah version of Mariah doing the Butterfly album would be good, let us know. We are very quickly running out of time, but there is just enough time for Malachi and I to play Spin, Pin or Bin. Here we go.
Whoop.
So this is the resident game here on the podcast, Spin, Pin or Bin. Quick reminder for all of you, here are the rules. I invite you to play along. If you are watching on YouTube, drop your choices in the comments below. And you can also get involved at Heyland Podcast over on Instagram and play that. Let me know your choices. So I have a random generator, Malachi, and I've got every Mariah Carey song pre-programmed, except for the Christmas catalogue. I'm going to do all of those separately at the end of the year. And I hit...
festive.
I hit random, and we get 3 songs, and we have to put one as spin, one as pin, one as bin. So the one that you choose to spin, that is, yeah, love it, play that shit now.
Okay.
Bin is throw it away, you have to give it up, and you never ever get to play it ever again. And then pin is, it's like the middle option. I'm not going to spin it and play it today, but I can't put it in the bin either. So you get to put a pin in it. You'll get to play it another day.
Okay,
so,
do I get you all 3 first?
You get to hear, yeah, I'll give you the 3 choices. Okay. And then one has to be spin, one has to be pin, and one has to be in the bin. Or trash for any Americans listening, in the trash.
Trash.
But it doesn't.
Trash.
I couldn't call it spin, pin, and trash. It has to be spin, pin, or pin. Okay, right. First song is Faded. The second song is Heartbreaker. And the third one is Here We Go Around Again. Oh my gosh. So, Elusive Chanteuse album, we have got Faded, lead single Heartbreaker from the Rainbow album, and then new to our little, collection, Here We Go Around Again from last year's The Rarities. You have to spin one, pin one, and bin one. What do you think you're going to do? Oh, you know. Tell me.
No, already. Okay, so bin, Here We Go Around Again. Sorry, gotta go bye. Spin, Faded. I love it. And pin, Heartbreaker.
Do you know what? I think it's a fairly simple one today because I'm in complete agreement. I love Here We Go Around Again, but it's full of nostalgia. Too, but... it was super cute, super fun, but we haven't lived with it. Like Heartbreaker. So then it becomes Heartbreaker versus Faded.
But if you would have said Heartbreaker remix, that would have been spin 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I've listened to Heartbreaker Remix a lot lately. It's on my workout playlist, and I said to my PT just this week, actually, like I'm actually gonna rotate this off the playlist. He's like, "Why don't you like it?" I said, "Yeah, I love it, but I've got like 60 songs, and the shuffle feature, it keeps coming. Like every workout, it's there. Sometimes twice.
I wouldn't complain."
No, but that's the thing. I'm careful to not overplay songs sometimes. Like I love Heartbreaker Remix, and I'm hearing it multiple times a week because it keeps coming up on the playlist. So I'm just gonna take her off for a little, take her out of rotation for a little bit. So Here We Go Around Again. Super fun on the Rarities, but Faded is just the shit. That is just so good. So I agree with you. I'm gonna spin Faded, pin Heartbreaker, and I'm going to sadly put Here We Go Around Again in the bin. So guys, let us know what your choices would be for those 3 songs. And that hour has absolutely flown by, Malachi. But thank you so much for joining me. It has been an absolute pleasure to finally get to meet you and know you.
Thanks. What do you think? Are we going to get anything for glitter?
Oh my gosh, darling. I really... I hope, because we've already passed the 20th anniversary moment for Loverboy, and in Australia there's going to be a free screening of Glitter, the movie. There's a free screening.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if it's going to happen, it needs to happen now. I really hope that we're not just like the Pride merch drop that had some glitter stuff.
Yeah.
That was it. I really hope there's more. I hope.
I do too, because I feel like, okay, the film's not the best, but everybody I know loves it. Like, even if they're not Mariah fans, they're like, oh my God, I love that Mariah film Glitter. Like, always. I'm like, okay. But the soundtrack, come on.
It needs some shine. It needs a spotlight on it. I think the movie and the soundtrack, I think, again, I was like hoping maybe we'd get like a re-release with like a little mini documentary or some kind of commentary. If she went in a booth and recorded a commentary with Debrat and just spoke over the movie, so whatever she wants to do, I'm down.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get a vinyl, a 20th anniversary vinyl.
I hear that's definitely not happening. I'll tell you what I know. Guys, we're going to move into the after show. So those of you who are members of my YouTube channel, you can catch us talking about Glitter and a few other bits and pieces. So we're going to continue the chat over on my YouTube channel. Malachi, let's just remind everyone where they can find you. So it is Malachi_Joe. So MALACHI_Joe on Twitter. And your Insta is MalachiJ90, correct?
Yep, that's the one.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining me here on the podcast, and we're going to continue over on the after show. So we'll see you there.